Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit behind the curve here. Let me open up the chat as well. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Masters Day to all who celebrate. It's a big day. It's a big day for me. My favorite day of the year. Oh, that's my volume. Sorry, guys. A little bit late to the party here. How's everybody doing? Brandon, what's up? It is me. You're welcome. LJ, what's up? Maria, how's it going? Miss Mo Money, hello, hello, hello. Barbara, hello. What's up, LJ? Danielle, how's it going? Good morning, guys. How's everybody feeling? How are we doing? Good afternoon, Stephanie. There you go. That's me, the Diamond Gem Girl. How we doing? I'm going to be in and out if I don't reply to someone. I'm sorry. I'll do my best. Monique, you're all good. Thank you for joining us. Sweet and Low, what's up? Irma, hello. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Let's see. What's up, everybody? Brandy, hello, hello. What's everybody up to today? Anybody have any fun plans this weekend? Hi, Barbara. LJ, yep, there you go. Let's see, guys. Hey guys, we have a fun show for you today. A lot of fun stories to talk about. We should be getting started relatively soon, I believe. Let's see. How many more seasons do you think LeBron still has in him, Brandon? Give it one. Give it this season and one more. Hi, Judy. How's it going? That's a nice green on you. Thank you, Kels. It's my friend got me this in Augusta, the Masters. Let's see, Master shirt, Allen, indeed it is. My shout out Grant. He got to be lucky and go to Augusta, and he got this for me. Good morning, Clara. How's it going? I'm gonna pick a bunch of dandelions, make cornbread and mead with them. Stephanie Drexel, that's super cool. I didn't know you could do that. Monique, we are gonna be talking about Diddy today. Right, Kels looks. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Good morning, Sam. How's it going? Good morning, Gary. What's up, Sky Els? How's it going? We need to. I know, Sweet and Low. I know. How am I? I know, Sweet and Low. Well, the Masters updates right now is Ludwig Oberg just teed off, and that's all that you should care about. But Sam Burns is currently solo first right now, I believe. But don't worry, guys. Progressively through, we will be talking about it. Yes, or Patrick Reed actually is number one, and Tommy Fleetwood is solo second. Yeah, so those are. I did not think Patrick Reed was going to be top of the leaderboard, but he's 5 under. I don't care about Pokey. Come on, man. Nate, you have Ludwig or Justin Rose. That'd be awesome. Ludwig is my favorite, so I hope he wins. Yeah, LJ. I mean, Tiger might be done. I fear. Jason, what is Jason Kelce doing at the Masters? Kelce, I don't know. I have no idea. ESPN's trying to plug. I love Jason Kelce, but still. The high school coach look, thank you. I guess that is true, huh? Tons of health benefits and dandelions. Oh, I didn't know that, Stephanie. That's very cool. Augusta's pretty. I know. I would love to go. Still putting in my raffle every year. Maria, no bike updates, unfortunately. Oh. Charles Monique says you look very handsome today. He says thank you. I don't know if he's mic'd up, but
Try to live up to it.
He says he's trying to live up to it. Good morning, Michael. Did Talia go to space, Gary? No, she is over there. Loving the green. Thank you, Nate Dogg. Black Beauty, I am doing wonderful. How are you doing? He couldn't get the Master Jack. Alan, the Master Jack is reserved for the select few. Oh, thank you, Miss Mo Money. I saw that TMZ's sports video of Don and Gino. Feel bad for UCLA. It's like their national title got overshadowed by that. Brandon, it kind of did. It kind of did, unfortunately. But it's kind of, we get to control what we talk about in that, and it's UCLA winning it all. Who you got, Nate Dogg? I have, so the people I've bet on to win are Ludwig Oberg, Bryson DeChambeau, and I believe John Rahm. Yeah, John Rahm as well. John Rahm is like statistically the best player in golf this year. Good afternoon, Simple Confusion. Oh, Nate Dogg, who do you have winning? That's awesome. Did Talia leave yet for space, Gary? She's not in space. Not even gummy bears? A Tiger-free Masters is interesting. I mean, Tiger hasn't competed in the Masters really, like, actually competed for a very long time. I mean, since 2019. I guess it's not that long ago, but. Maria, we have some updates. Where were you working at? Brandon, I was not actually. I think that happened just before I came in. Enlightened. I don't think that's actually gonna happen. Good picks. Yeah, thank you, Nate Dogg. Kayla, what's going on? Oh, Kayla, you guys are crazy in the chat, man. You guys always love sparking. Let's see, guys. Ludwig is currently still even through one. That's a good start. Let's see, guys. Who else is? Guys, there's some good stuff being played right now. Patrick Cantley. He's not playing very well, but Tiger would have got his butt whooped. Krista, that is true. He would have. Well, it's just like right now, there's a lot of really good players right now. There's not really anybody that's like so much better than anybody else, including like Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy. Let's see. Tiger should teach now, not play. He kind of does, Maria. He kind of does do like stuff with like the tailor-made athletes and stuff. Brandy, yeah, you guys are going crazy. Kayla, of course. How's it going? Let's all make some brownie. No Tiger, no Phil. Tiger or Phil both in the Masters first time since '94 is insane. Yeah, that is crazy. I wasn't even born yet. That when that first happened. I mean, I went to Golf Live one time. I fell asleep literally poking. No, it's so fun. And snort. No. Do you see how they are pushing to have eligible U.S. men auto-registered for the military draft? Yes, C. Shelley, I did, because I would be firmly in the middle of that, unfortunately. Who's your all-time favorite golfer? All-time? See, I've only really been into it for like 4 years now. So I think Oberg Oberg's probably my favorite. I also am a big Minwoo Lee fan. How much does it cost, D-Love? Well, if you get picked for the raffle to go and pay for it, it's like $140, which is super cheap. That's like as high as it gets. But if you want to pay on the resale market for it, it's like $35,000. So that's a lot. Yeah, Maria, I do my best. I want to see Tiger win some more, but he's already the best. So LJ, I mean, he has nothing left to prove. I mean, but it's definitely a lot for him to say that he'd ever get back. He'll probably compete in the Champions, though. Mary, how's it going? Oh, thank you, Mary. Nice to see you as well, Lori. Let's see. Cheers, puff, puff. There you go, guys. Antonio, how's it going?
That's so funny you said that.
Brandon, I wish. Jack Nicklaus is your all-time favorite, the Golden Bear, man. He let it off today. There he was the, honorary first tee. Golf's too slow, Antonio. Yeah, it's fair. I feel like it's like only something you really care about if you're really into it. Been a minute. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh, Ton, how's it going? Can we? These ads. Oh, sorry, guys. During the OJ trip, I will have read back those for the live report. Yeah, Gary. What's up, guys? Miss Princess, I didn't see your comment. Did you say hi? But hello, Miss Princess. How's it going? Yeah, guys. What do you guys want to talk about? We have a lot of fun stuff coming up today. What other stories for today, guys? Well, I will, in a few minutes, we will get a good full rundown of everything we have, but we have a bunch of exciting stuff. Oh, Donna, thank you. I appreciate it. Charles is getting suited up right now, and he'll give you our rundown for the day. So be patient, guys. Be patient.
Yeah, hell of my rundown. What's their rundown?
Oh. You guys couldn't, I don't think you guys could hear him, but he said, what's your rundown for the day? Okay, well, it's all good.
I want to know what they want to talk about.
Yeah, guys, all
We'll
right.
get to what we're going to talk about, and hopefully those two things coincide.
Okay. Well, they were talking about, one thing I saw them talking about was Diddy. So all the stuff that we were going to talk about, which we will be talking about.
We are going to talk about Diddy, and I think we're going to argue about Diddy.
I think so too.
Harvey seems to think that he's got a good argument here.
Do you concur?
I strongly disagree,
Oh,
and I think that, it would be improper for a judge to laugh someone out of court. But
But you think that's a possibility here?
No. Well, the hearing's over now. So they had his attorneys presented their arguments to the 3 judges on the appellate court.
Mm-hmm.
And they will take those arguments into consideration and then decide what to do with Mr. Combs. He could get, nothing could happen and he'll just continue serving a sentence, or they could decide they could overturn the conviction altogether and he would get out immediately. Or they could say his sentence was too harsh. And I don't know if they decide what his sentence should be or if it gets kicked back for resentencing. This is where we need a lawyer. Anyway, so those are the options. I think most likely, based on the arguments they put forward, he's going to end up, I think he's just going to, nothing's going to change. He'll serve out his sentence. But
there you go, guys. Well, there will be debates.
Otherwise, I'll let him make his argument. I won't interrupt him since he thinks I interrupt him all the time. You guys, he's not here. It's fine. It's just us. We all know he's the one who interrupts me all the time, right? Right?
What do you guys think?
He thinks that I am constantly interrupting. I do sometimes. But on balance.
On the scales, you think it's...
Yeah, well, because he's a lawyer and he just runs his mouth all the time. Anyway.
They're also...
what else do you guys want to talk about? I'm curious if anyone... What else they got?
Juan Darius was saying that he wants to talk about Kanye.
Kanye? In what sense? In what light? What about Kanye?
Simply Kanye with, is that 7 exclamation points?
About the cancellation of the wireless festival?
Yes, that's probably the most recent thing.
And Kanye's, did Kanye post an apology or something after they canceled it?
I think so.
I thought I read that, yeah. Oh, it was before.
That was before.
That was when he was banned. Yeah, I don't know what how he feels about the festival canceling on him. I think there's just something weird. I still say this, and we're working on it, but it's hard to get. There's just something weird about them just canceling the whole thing.
I'm not even trying.
And especially in light of the organizer coming out and saying that they checked with Pepsi when they decided we're going to go with Kanye for 3 nights. They did check with Pepsi, and that totally lines up. That makes sense. Pepsi is the name of the festival is the Pepsi Wireless Festival. So they're the top sponsor. Makes sense that you're going to check with them. In fact, it's probably in their contract that they would have to check with Pepsi on whoever they were going to bring in. So if Pepsi initially said, great, thumbs up, Kanye, why did they change? Because ultimately they did pull out. So what happened? I would love to know. What do you guys think happened?
Hey guys, well in the meantime, Brand, Black Beauty said that in regards to your previous question about Harvey interrupting you, she said, Charles, of course he interrupts you. You're always right.
Well, no, that's not true either. I'm not looking for blind loyalty.
Well, you have it.
Although
you seem to have it here. Kayla asks, what surprised you most this week in celebrity news?
Well, honestly, I'm kind of shocked that nobody's bringing up our interview yesterday with Dan Bilzerian, because we've gotten a lot of traction on social media.
That's true.
And by the way, I've gotten a lot of very angry and very colorful comments on my social media.
Oh no.
Yeah, some people saying some not very nice things.
That's
all right.
People on the internet tend to do that.
I've been doing this for quite some time. I'm used to that.
You're immune.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm immune. I'm human, but it is the reason we always say to people. We say this to celebrities all the time. Don't read the comments. Don't read the comments.
If I can, just for a second, I feel you on that. I've been hosting the afternoon pod once in a while, and I fell into the comments there. If I can just tell you one comment I got that's been living with me for 3 weeks.
Only if it's going to help you therapeutically.
Someone said I ate Nancy Guthrie. Maybe that's why she's missing. That's So I'm just saying, mean
So do you want to
comments.
officially respond to that?
I can't confirm exclusive. Throw a lower third.
I'm not sure what we're doing here, Eric. Like,
I'm just saying, comments can be very mean and very specific. So just, you have to have a thick skin to work here, or
Suddenly, I feel better about the stuff coming in on
so
my social media.
that really was just to make you
Anyway,
feel
but
better.
my point is,
processed.
it's not really. I didn't want to talk about the comments on my social media. I do want to talk about the issue. Like, there was a lot that was said, and I gotta how to explain this to you guys. Like, I'm not. When you are speaking to someone live, and they say something that you don't expect. And by the way, in the case of yesterday, I'm speaking about Harvey and Dan Bilzerian, both saying things I didn't expect.
Yeah.
It's really hard in the moment to have the reaction that everybody wants you to have.
Yeah, to be.
I'm more, in that moment, what I'm thinking is, I don't want to make this about me. And I think, and I've said this to Harvey, I think where that interview went a little, not a little, very off the rails, is when Harvey kind of made it about himself. That it was more about, that he was outraged. And I don't want to tell him he can't be out. Look,
Sure.
I can't tell him if he's outraged, he's outraged. But I think that's where the whole thing took a turn. And
I literally am. Yes.
what?
You look like very masters.
Today's Masters Day. For those who celebrate.
You know what that is?
Yeah, no, I'm aware of what it is. I just don't give a shit that much about golf. Sorry.
Oh. Well, there goes that question in the comments. Okay.
I'm aware of it. Like, honestly, like, I don't really pay attention to the Masters until Sunday, and even then, it's like sort of on in the background.
Paid attention to the
Right.
Masters.
Fucking golf.
Literally.
All right, PJ boy.
Yeah, that's because you're a degenerate gambler, Lucas.
I'm a degenerate
Luca.
gambler? Well, first off, not my name. Also, not a
I
degenerate
corrected
gambler.
myself. Jesus. Anyway, I heard you saying, "Well, here's who the people I got money on."
Well, I mean, can I not throw a couple dollars on somebody?
Sure they'll be done by 11:10.
Okay.
I'm a lover of the game. Yeah, hashtag Ludwig Oberg. You don't even know who that is. That's for real ball knowers.
Anyway.
Real stick knowers.
Back to the actual point. Alexa just derailing us with Masters talk.
No, thank you, Alexa. Thank you.
Right. Like, you can't make it about yourself. Was I shocked that Dan Bilzerian actually said that word? Yes. But he also didn't hurl it at me, so I wasn't incensed about it. And yeah, I did find Harvey's metaphor of the phrase that Dan Bilzerian had used, fat Jew, and the comparison to the N-word, definitely a little off-putting, to say the least.
Yeah.
But also, I thought, all right, we're going to have this conversation and we'll hash that out. But then that got derailed by Dan actually saying the word, and then there was a shock there. Anyway, I also think that in talking to Harvey this morning, that he didn't explain, when he brought up the N-word, he didn't explain himself properly.
Yeah.
In talking to him this morning and what he actually meant. It's like, well, I don't think you were really clear about that. So I think we're going to, once he comes out, once we start the show, he is going to be more clear, I hope. But as soon as I say that also brings me to the point that we are going to have Dan Bilzerian's opponent on, Congressman Randy Fine, the person he was talking about when he used the phrase fat Jew. And we're going to talk to him about this race he's now in. He's going to be primaried by Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah.
They clearly have very opposing views. And I think it's going to be very interesting in that part of Florida for voters. I mean, if you just went by the comments on our post, on our social media, I think Dan Bilzerian's going to win in a landslide. But you can't just go by comments on social media, obviously.
But do you think that's fully true? Because I feel like a lot of, social media has obviously become like a very big platform for people like Dan to be able to like go out and express their political views, their campaign beliefs, their kind of pitches for what they, to the people.
And there were a lot of people who agreed with things he said yesterday.
Because I feel like this was a similar case with I think nobody said Donald Trump could win, but then online a lot of people were in support of him, and then that kind of, could have been a swing. Because I feel like the people who took advantage of social media the right way
I think where social media helps a candidate is it does help you get your word out more. But I don't think that the comment section of any particular post is an accurate polling of the electorate. Because it's a much smaller body of people who are in any given county. The number of people who are online and actually commenting, because most people are online and don't comment.
That's true.
Right? So then you take the number of people online, that's a smaller group than your electorate. Then the number of people online who are commenting is an even smaller group.
Yeah.
And so how much is that reflecting the overall electorate in any given county?
That's fair.
I don't know. At best, it's an imperfect science.
Yeah.
If it's a science at all. So I don't know.
I
just think it's going to be interesting. Like at the end of that interview yesterday, I was thinking, and I think I even said it. I was like, I don't think Dan Bilzerian has a chance in hell.
Yeah.
I think he's got more than a chance in hell based on comments that I've seen.
I mean,
People
I think now, at least for my generation and stuff, we're getting most of our political news and comments and stuff off of social media.
No, we're just talking about what happened yesterday.
So I feel like it might become more of a...
No. Just to be clear, Dan Bilzerian is not coming back on today. We are having his opponent, Randy Fine, is coming on. Which, obviously, we're going to talk about the things that Dan Bilzerian said about him, and we're also going to talk about things, some of the allegations that Dan Bilzerian made about Randy Fine. So, ultimately, this is really, as far as these two are concerned, it's just about their district in Florida. Everybody else isn't going to get to vote.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is I don't know how many of these people commenting are actually in
that district.
Florida's 6th congressional district. But I do think it is reflective of the country. I think whichever side of this you're on, it is reflective of the overall country, even though it's just their race is just in Florida.
In what way do you mean, in terms of the beliefs that they're putting across, or just kind of
I think it's reflective that there are a lot of people who are against the war, and then there's a large group of the people who are against the war who blame Israel for us even being in the war.
Yeah.
And then there are people who support the war. Some of them right here.
Oh. Is this moseying off? Just has no idea.
Yeah. I don't get this thing about we won the war, but we should keep pushing. Well, what are we pushing for? If we've already won, we've achieved everything, what is there left to do?
Do you think that we've won in any way this war?
What else are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about, speaking of the war, some interesting photos of Ivanka Trump at Disneyland and the timing of her trip to Disneyland Paris. Actually, you want to talk about photos? Did we put up the Woody Allen? So it sounds like the start of a really, really bad joke. So Woody Allen and Jeffrey Epstein are strolling through Paris with Woody Allen's wife, Soon-Yi, Yeah, that happened in 2013, and we just posted the photos.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
I noted the things.
you guys all know the background of Woody Allen and Soon-Yi, how people feel about that couple. But then to have that particular couple walking around with Jeffrey Epstein, and they were good friends. I don't know exactly when the friendship started, but as late as the photos are from 2013. In 2016, Soon-Yi, this was in the Epstein files, Soon-Yi wrote an email to Jeffrey Epstein saying she can't believe how Anthony Weiner got screwed over. Anthony Weiner was the U.S. congressman from New York, who had a relationship, an online relationship, I believe, with a 15-year-old. And in this email, Soon-Yi is saying that 15-year-old used him. I'm sorry, what? You're blaming the 15-year-old?
I actually
Yeah.
don't know if I know the background of Woody Allen.
Oh, it's a whole thing, Luca. In between laying your bets for the Masters, you should look it up.
2 bets. 2 bets. For a total of $6.
All right, who do you... Whoa, I didn't realize it was here with Mr. High Roller.
Yeah, exactly.
Who did you bet on?
Ludwig Oberg from Sweden and John Rahm from Spain.
John Rahm. I know John Rahm.
You know John Rahm?
Yeah.
And then, actually I lied, $9.
What about?
Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, exactly. Go Devils.
John Rahm was at ASU? Okay.
Sure was.
He's like the statistical best player in golf this season.
Off to a bad
not
start,
good.
probably because you put money on.
How's
Way to go,
Oberg doing?
Luca.
See, good start. Okay. Is he under? Okay, there we go.
That's.
That's not real.
His blood
Eric,
pressure.
get away.
Let's
I
go.
love that someone sends it
Yeah.
for sale.
I know.
You
So-
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I
We'll be
was
doing
arguing-
Masters updates every. This is what is it? Amen Corner.
No, it's not.
This is Amen Corner over there with Dylan.
I was like, sir,
Dylan
blood pressure
Corner.
says 90 over
Exactly, guys. He'll be our Masters updates for the day.
That was ridiculous. Heart rate 16.
Bryson, really? What's he at?
He's got bigger problems than the gun.
He's looked bad today. He's looked pretty. Guys,
So serious about being.
I was watching it. You know, I was doing it, but I was doing it on the side while I was editing my videos. But yeah, it's not looking good for Mr. DeChambeau. But guys, if you were wondering, this is Mr. Ludwig Oberg right there. Very handsome Swedish man. Oh, there we go, guys. There's Ludwig. Oh, okay. He's in the lead? Sam Burns. Let's go. Shout out Sam Burns, friends of the show, guys. We love Sam. Amanda, I know, it's $9. Also, Amanda, good to see you. And Tracy, I saw your comments earlier. How's it going? Sorry I didn't get to say hello. Can you please give me some words of encouragement, like tell me it's going to be okay and I got this? Amanda, it's going to be okay and you got this. Everything happens for a reason. It'll be all right. Let's see, guys. Gary, no, I don't know where Harvey is at. Harvey's over there, I think. Good luck. Thank you, Amanda. I know. Guys, it is, I mean, my boy Oberg, that's really all I care about, guys. He's my glorious king. And he's wonderful. Let's see, guys. Sorry, guys, I gotta add a couple more things real quick. All right, guys, we're gonna get started very soon here. Coming in right now.
Gone down.
Anyway. Sorry.
You have 10 minutes. Yeah, we're doing 11.
Well, we should start the show.
All right, guys.
No, I know, but we would do
Words of
something
encouragement,
else.
Brandon. Everybody, today is a great day.
Chit chat about the shit.
Everything happens for a reason. We have Charles here. Today is a good day,
Everything
guys.
happens for a reason. What? Wait, what happened?
The chat's saying, give us some words of encouragement. Everything will be okay, guys.
Will it?
I like to think that it will.
I don't want to lie to people.
Oh well, guys. Charles is not giving. Charles is bringing you down to earth, but I'm trying to elevate you guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying to elevate you guys. Oh, thank you, Brandon.
Harley, did you need a
I am so,
You can go to his desk.
Oh,
I am
Brandon,
so
um,
amused.
hey, oh, John Charles, how's it going?
John Charles, what's going on, man?
Special Charles shout out right there for Mr. John Charles. Oh well, they're not happy that you brought them down to earth. I say, oh thanks Charles. ... Sarcastically.
I've always been glass half empty.
Oh,
guy.
here's a Charles. I love your cynical side.
I wasn't always this way.
What happened? When did it flip?
Life, work. My early 20s, I was very optimistic.
Really?
Happy-go-lucky. That was a long time ago.
That was.
Oh.
How do you if you could give any words of encouragement to the chat, what would you say? There it is,
Trying to
guys.
come up with
There it is, guys.
something.
There's, I guess, ain't.
Well, see, you got to be more specific. That's like encouragement. Just what about life in general?
Just about anything, man. You know.
Here's the thing. The reality is, as much as we all stress about shit, I know some people around here stressing really hard. Ultimately, it's all going to be okay. It really is. The stress is because you think that the world and other people are seeing things a certain way, and that's what you're stressed about.
Okay.
But if you just get up every day, be true to yourself,
Okay.
be kind to others, have a laugh,
That turned very inspirational.
life's gonna be okay. Like,
Oh, guys.
on most days, the shit that you're really stressed about, think about it like 24 hours later, and you're like, not even thinking about it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's over. On to the next thing. So I try to remind myself of that in the moments when I'm like really stressed about something. So
Oh, guys, there
how's
you
that?
go.
How's that for encouragement?
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I feel very encouraged. How do you guys feel
Try
about
it. And if I'm wrong,
that? Nate Dogg said, there we go, Charles.
if I'm wrong, tell me so.
Guru Charles. There you go.
I just always have to remind myself of that also because
See, they're loving this positive side of you.
it's in there. It's in there. You know what's really helped me a lot? Meditation.
Wait, how do you meditate? Are you like the Om?
No, I don't do the Om thing. I just focus on your breath.
Okay. So what, do you just like sit in like a dark room and just like
It doesn't even have to be a dark room. It's
just a room?
I mean, quiet room helps.
Quiet room? Okay.
But when you and it is a practice, when you practice meditation and you get really good at it,
Yeah.
you can be in the middle of a noisy airport and still meditate. It's just about your focus. And I find it to be, like, I kind of thought it was new age, hokey, blah, 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 blah. And then someone convinced me to try it. Mm-hmm. It's fucking great. It's like a vacation from your brain for half an hour.
What was the convincing factor for you to start that?
I was having a conversation with someone who was a coach. I was at a party and
Like a life
she
coach?
was telling me about it. No, she's a
Or meditation?
meditation coach.
Okay.
And she was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, and I started out being probably very disrespectful, just saying, oh, that's nonsense, it doesn't really work. And I had tried it at that point, but every time I did, I just fell asleep. I was just like, I would just be out.
Uh-huh.
And she said, no, it's fine. If you fall asleep, you fall asleep. She goes, but when you wake up, don't beat yourself up that you fell asleep. Just get back to focusing on your breath. Just focus on your breath. Mm-hmm. And you just it's the closest thing to an out-of-body experience where it feels like you're looking down on yourself and you're not hearing all the other shit happening in the world. It's
Just so I usually understand.
But truth is, sometimes I still just fall asleep. Sometimes.
Charles, do you do yoga?
Don't get me started on yoga. I've tried it.
Pilates. No
I would
Pilates.
like to try Pilates,
Me too.
actually.
Pilates is.
I heard it's hard, but
it
I
is
want to
hard
try
as
it.
shit. Like I went.
I'm like so out of shape,
I've gone
and
3
everyone
times.
says it's hard
It
as
is.
fuck.
It is so hard.
Like,
It's
is there like
so
levels,
hard.
like beginner, and did you just go
I was
into
doing
like an
the least.
intermediate?
I did like the Legree
I did
or
hot
whatever,
yoga.
which
Is that
is
like the
like
lowest?
It was like
I mean, I think that's just like the most popular.
survival
Okay.
It's like the
experience.
reformer like
Like,
thing
all
because
I
there's
do
there's
is-
one Pilates that's
Am I
on the
gonna make it out
ground
of
and there's
here?
Pilates
Can I get
that's
a
like
breath?
on the
Am I
machine.
gonna be able to
Yeah, the
breathe in
machine.
2
And I think
minutes?
that's like the Legree one. And I did it with like the least amount of weight, and it
Anyway.
was still one of the hardest things I've ever done. Not gonna lie, Pilates is hard, guys. I respect the heck out of people who do that. It's super hard.
All right.
Oh,
Try to be better.
he smacked the paper.
Try to be better.
It's getting real today, guys. It's getting real up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's getting real.
So I know someone had brought up Diddy earlier. Do you guys, how would you feel if he did get out? Would you be okay with it? I mean, the argument is that they applied the Mann Act incorrectly, that he was not transporting people across state lines for purpose of prostitution, that he was just, they were just consenting adults having sex, and he was recording it because he was making amateur porn. It wasn't about hiring a prostitute to come and have sex with him. It was just amateur porn. You buying that?
Are you buying? I don't think you're buying that. It's a guy who's trying to follow his.
Kudos for trying. I mean, I listened. He was recording most of it. He probably did play it back and watch it. But you did hire the prostitutes.
Yeah.
Did pay for their travel.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. So it seems like, yes.
Oh.
So are we going to get into my reaction before we get into Randy? I think we should. We don't have to dwell on it.
Right.
But let's just do it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Charles.
Okay, so we're going to start with, it's Bill's,
Hold on.
Hey, Congressman, it's Harvey and
Congressman.
Charles. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
Appreciate it. Okay, we're
Sure.
going to start. This is going to be the top of our show, so we're going to kind of set the stage for what happened yesterday, and then we're coming to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Here
Thanks
we
for
go.
having me.
Here we go. Thank you again. Okay, here we go. Welcome to TMZ Live. We had an unbelievable reaction to our interview yesterday with congressional candidate Dan Bilzerian, especially with remarks he made about the incumbent, Randy Fine, whom he called a fat Jew. And we got into it with him. The reaction we're getting online, and we're talking thousands of people commenting, was not so much against
well over 10,000.
not so much against Bilzerian as me.
I think there were people who took umbrage with how you set up one particular argument with him. If you missed it, this is what happened.
When you say that this fat Jew, you could take another race and you could use another epithet, but you're anti-Semitic, Dan.
I'm not. I have Jewish friends.
Oh, some of your best friends are Jewish?
I don't paint all Jews with one brush, but he paints all Muslims with one brush, and it's accepted. And for some reason in this country, it is okay to just blast Muslims, bash them. You look at what Bill Maher said about Muslims. I mean, it's this double standard, and I don't like the double standard. And I look at him as a Jewish supremacist. He believes that Jews are better than other people, and he puts Israel before America. And so I have a huge problem with that.
So if you got a black friend that you don't like, do you use the N-word on him?
No, I don't.
Then what's the difference when you use the word fat Jew for a Jew you don't like?
Well, is Jew the same as because that is not that's not, one is a slur, right? And one is describing a religion. So you can't compare the two.
Well, apparently people agree with Dan.
Oh, I think what they agreed with and what they took umbrage with was that, and I know you're going to say it's not a competition, but that saying fat Jew does not carry the same weight as the N-word, which, yes, it was shocking to hear Dan actually say the word. We had to bleep it. But in his defense, he was not hurling it at anyone. He was making he could have said N-word, it would have been fine. But that was the point, that people feel that and they're not the same, and you're right. That phrase and the word.
You're right, and that's one of the problems I have with a lot of people. It ain't a competition, guys. The idea is prejudice, and it's simply showing that you can have prejudice with that framework, which is if you don't like somebody, you can use a derogatory term against the people as opposed to the person. And it has nothing to do with it's not about one is worse than the other. Well, and that's what's happening in our society. Is that everybody thinks, oh, no, your prejudice is worse than this prejudice. It's not about that. It's that it's not right on either case.
Harvey, yes, neither is right.
Right.
I agree with you on that. The point that, and a lot of people are making this point, and I agree with, is that one of those is a word that carries a weight that we all are aware of. Right. And the other is a phrase that
it's anti-Semitic.
Well, yes, it is anti-Semitic, but it does not have a history.
It does have a
history. By the way, one of them we have to bleep.
I know.
The other phrase we don't have to bleep. Well,
so by the way, that should tell you something right there. If it's taking a race or a religion or a sexual orientation and you are painting people with a brush that is, less than flattering, it becomes prejudice. And the point is, and I will say it again, it ain't a competition, and I stand by what I said. Okay.
That being said, let's bring in the congressman who was the target of Dan Bilzerian's comment and is the man he will be running against in a primary. They are both running for the 6th congressional district in Florida. Randy Fine is right now the sitting congressman for that district, and he is joining us right now. Congressman, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thanks for having me.
So what do you think about what Dan Bilzerian said? He called you a fat Jew.
Well, look, thanks for having me. I've had people call me names my entire life. It doesn't bother me. I think it's part of the territory, unfortunately, of being Jewish in America. But perhaps, Harvey, to try to explain where you were coming from, when you refer to me or someone that way, it's not being stated to make a statement of fact. It's being stated as a slur. He's making that statement, not that I'm a Jew because it's factual. He's making that statement because he views that as some sort of negative thing. Now, I'd never heard of this guy before until a couple of days ago, but having watched your interview, it's clear that he simply doesn't like Jews. In America, you're allowed to do that. I don't think it's going to work out to become a congressman having that perspective.
So I hear you that, and in fact, we said that yesterday in talking about the phrase that Dan used, that you can take a word, in fact, you could say blacks in a certain way and it's okay. But you can say it another way and it is very clear that you're saying it as an epithet, right? So I get you on that. What's odd, Congressman, is that during our conversation with Dan Bilzerian, he brought up the fact that he called you an Islamophobe and said that you tweet about things all the time and you tweet things that are racist. And he asked us, is that okay? I said, no, it's not okay.
I agreed. I agreed with you that it's not okay. Yes, and you agreed
that it's not okay. And I went and looked up some of the things that you've been quoted as saying, and I got to say, Dan Bilzerian's right. I mean, unless you want to say these were incorrect, but we need more Islamophobia, not less. Fear of Islam is rational.
Mass expulsion. Muslim leaders are terrorists. Starve away. Advocating nuclear action.
Actually, I imagine that when President Trump said that there was going to be an entire civilization wiped out, based on this, I would say you were cheering that.
Well, look, I think you've taken a lot of different things and you've smushed them together. I don't know that you've provided the context for any of them. What I would say is this. Unlike Dan Bilzerian, I guess, who's talking about Jews as though they're all negative, I don't believe that all Muslims are bad. I think many are good. I think the difference is that also doesn't mean that I think that no Muslims are bad. And if you look at what's happened since the conflict with Iran began, 5 American Muslims in 4 states launched 4 separate terrorist attacks because they believed they were acting in accordance with their faith. When it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, you can sort of excuse it. But when it's been so many that we've seen over the past 25 years, some fear of this philosophy is a reasonable thing to have. And my issue is there are those who say because not every American Muslim is a terrorist, we're not allowed to say that any are a terrorist.
Well, no, so you're opening the door to someone like Dan Bilzerian saying that he's had a bad experience with 5 Jews, and so therefore all the Jews are bad. Right. They're all fat Jews.
But I would clarify. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. And by the way, I think is saying all Jews are bad. By the way, every group has bad apples in it. That doesn't mean that the entire group is bad.
No,
and
that's true. But I want to point to something.
Every group is bad. There's no group that's perfect out there.
Okay, but I want to point to something. Because this, to me, may be one of the most troublesome.
Said earlier this year.
Asked dogs or Muslims. You were asked about that, and you said if they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. Mm-hmm. How is that not painting an entire group? Because that's not the same as 4 or 5 people or a lot of people. That's saying Muslims are worse than dogs.
That's not what it says. And again, I think you need to provide the context. I'll provide the context.
Okay.
One of Mayor Mondami's key advisors, Muslim advisors in New York, said dogs are not clean. They should be banned as indoor pets because Muslims coming to New York believe they violate their religion. Finally, Islam is coming to New York City. My point was a very clear one. If you're going to make me choose between my dog and people who want to come to this country and say for them to live here, we must ban dogs, the choice is an easy one. And I would put this back on you. I believe that's a view that 90% of Americans agree. Do you believe if immigrants want to come to this country and they don't want dogs, would you all give up your own dogs in order to make them happy?
You didn't say immigrants, you said Muslims. There are plenty of United States citizens who are Muslims.
I understand, and I believe the person who made the statement saying dogs are unclean. So immigrants or not, do you believe if a group of American Muslims says in order to live in this country, you must give up your dog because they believe it is unholy? I said, no, they can leave. Look, I'm Jewish. But I don't expect the grocery store to not sell pork. When my kids take matzah to school for Passover, we don't expect the school cafeteria to not serve bread to the students that go there. America is a Christian nation. I'm Jewish. I love being here. I love living here. But that's the way it is. And my point is there are groups of people who are coming to this country that demand that we submit to their faith in order for them to practice it. And I stand by what I said. If I have to choose between my dog and a group of people who say I can't have it, it is not a difficult choice. And I would point out the overwhelming majority of Americans agree with me.
Where's the movement to ban dogs? I haven't heard Mondami say that.
Mondami has said, and you're pointing to one person in New York who said this.
Great question.
What are you pointing to?
That's a very fair question. This is this one person who, by the way, is a major leader in New York. But there are other leaders in New York, and I could regale you for an hour with quotes about imams in mosques who've said the most unbelievable things. But in places that are a few years ahead of us, like the United Kingdom, they are making moves to ban dogs as a result of this. This is not outside the mainstream. But look, to get back to Bilzerian, I don't know how long we have. I would simply say this. You ask about him as an opponent. A guy who's a foreigner, he's a dual citizen, who has said Donald Trump is a pedophile rapist and should be impeached. That is not a serious candidate in a Republican primary where Donald Trump got over 90%. So he's not a serious candidate. We're not going to spend a lot of time worrying about him because he's running in a Republican primary. And frankly, Republicans love Donald Trump.
What's the problem with a dual citizen running for office?
It was odd that the first thing you said was that he's an immigrant.
That's a great question. Most Americans don't believe dual citizens should be able to serve in Congress. If you're a citizen of another nation, where you've pledged an oath to that other country, how can you serve in Congress and live up to your obligation to serve the United States?
By taking
and,
an oath.
and
By taking an
Bilzerian,
oath.
my
By the way, he
understanding,
served in the U.S. military, so he took an oath to serve in the U.S. military, right?
My understanding is he's taken an oath to protect and defend another country. I just don't believe.
By the way, should he have been in the military?
Been in what?
Should he have been
in the U.S. military?
In the military, because he was. He served for 4 years.
I mean, I don't have a problem with people who serve in the military.
Well, if you don't have a problem with somebody risking their life for the sake of the country, why would you have a problem with a loyalty oath if they're fighting for their lives for the country?
I think you're conflating a couple of things.
No, I'm not.
My point is
No,
very
I'm not.
simple.
I'm not conflating anything.
If you are a citizen of a foreign nation, and by the way, I filed this bill 6 months ago, long before I'd ever heard of this guy. I don't believe that people who are citizens of another country should serve in Congress.
But I just said,
I think that's a fairly mainstream view.
He was willing to risk his life and take an oath to support and defend our country. If he's willing to do that, you don't think that's enough? Because a lot of people who run, were you in the military? I'm just curious.
I was not, but I've also never taken. I've never let me finish. I've never taken an oath to support and defend another country and then ask to serve in Congress as a result. Look, I serve with lots of veterans. I'm in awe of the service that they give their country. This has nothing to do with military service, but I simply believe that people who've sworn an oath to put the interests of another country above America should not be in Congress. It's not about him. This is a bill that I filed 6 months ago, and by the way, it's something that's been overwhelmingly positive with the people that I serve. Americans generally do not believe people that are citizens of other countries should serve in the American government.
But they should serve in the military. Okay.
I mean, by the way, I know we're almost out of time, Congressman. I know you said you don't view him as a serious candidate, but if there is a groundswell of support for him, would you be willing, down the road, would there be a debate? Would you debate Dan Bilzerian?
You know, we're not going to do any campaign events until after qualifying, but I would be loath to be in any event with someone who's willing to use the N-word as freely as he was willing to do it with you. That's simply not language. It's my view that anyone who can use that word so easily probably uses it in their everyday language, and that's not a word that I believe has any place in the Republican Party, and I'm not interested in platforming it.
I would agree with you on that word. I would disagree with you on a lot of things that you've said about other groups. So I guess we're at a stalemate.
Thank you for joining us, though. We appreciate it.
Thanks you guys for having me.
Thanks again. Jackson.
Yeah. That was a...
Wow.
Good.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I bet.
Oh. Come on down.
Wow. That goes up, right? Huh? We just told him we're not going to do it unless we talk to him about this. So put that up.
Wow. That was
Laz.
certainly intense. How do you post interview thoughts with Charles?
It's always weird to me when people want to call out someone else for bigotry when they are very clearly, my bigotry is okay. It's not, when I say it, it's not bigotry. But that guy said it, so he's a bigot.
Welcome to Congress.
Welcome to Congress.
Let's make a 12 so we get most of that in. Guys? I mean, if you could even do 13, we can shave down. Yeah, I mean, we'll just shave down the rest of the show.
They're all asking what your thoughts are on his comments about, like, his defense of.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And also, it's like this last thing he said.
I was just about to ask you about the
It's
debate.
like if he took an oath and was fit to be in the military and took and fought for the country.
You can fight for us, but you can't run for Congress. Crazy as hell. You can die for us, but you can't run for Congress.
Yeah, and you risk your life for our country. It's still not good enough?
My other thing, too, he said that when you asked about the debate, and he said there's no room for someone who spews the N-word, But there's room for people that
These
spew what you
guys,
say.
these two guys have a lot in common.
Yeah.
They
Like
don't.
both-
They just don't realize
They
it.
do have a lot in common. I still disagree with you on the
I know you do.
Beckerman.
I know you do.
comparing those two things.
I know you do.
One of them was never.
No. You're saying comparing. That's exactly.
But that's what you did.
No, it's not. It was an example, and it wasn't. One is this way and one is. No,
I think you
again,
maybe
if
meant
you
it to
had
be an
said-
example, but it came off as a comparison.
If you
Well,
had
it
said,
wasn't.
if you had said, oh, would you call a Jewish person a fat K word?
Right.
And
But it's the
and a
same.
black
It's the
person-
same point.
no,
It's
again,
the
because
same-
the K word carries more weight.
You don't
than
understand.
saying-
Okay,
Just like, all right, I'll take the example.
you don't understand the significance of fat Jew. You just don't. I'm not saying it's worse than using the N-word because
No.
I'm not saying that at all.
Here's
But
my-
you don't understand the significance of it.
Here's my example. You can say to someone, you're black, or you can say you're black.
I get it.
Right? But when you take it to the N-word,
I get it.
it's worse, right? Now, to me, now you can tell me how you feel. If someone, in this case, says, you're a short Jew, but instead of that, they said, you're a short K word, which one
They're
hits more?
the same.
Which
Charles.
one hits you more?
They're the same.
Be honest.
No, but
Be honest.
honest?
Yes.
They're the same. And that's what. No, I mean, you may say no, but I'm just telling you that the history is not that you have to use an actual slur.
Mm-hmm.
The history is what's behind it.
Do you know what most people-
Hold on. I mean, I know what fat Jew means. I know what it means. It's the same. I know that the K word is a word that you bleep, and I get it. But the sentiment of fat Jew.
The sentiment, right?
But that's all I care about. It's that what is behind it. And it's the same thing behind it as it is if you call somebody the K word. It just is.
People online don't agree with you, and
Well,
they
okay,
feel like the only
fair.
reason you have this take is because you're Jewish. That's what I saw a lot of when I was looking for.
Oh,
is
well,
that you
but he can-
specifically
yes,
only
but
think
he
that
can
you
receive
think
it. But
that
by the way,
fat
he's
Jew
gonna-
is the
And
same
are
as the
people-
N-word
are
because you're Jewish.
Well, hold on. Are the people who are criticizing it, are they Jewish?
I mean, I don't know. I'm
Well,
not.
I'm guessing. Oh,
Well,
I got it. But a lot of people are
So
probably
Jewish
not.
Chris-
And there are
so
probably a lot
if
of black
someone said to
people
you,
who are saying,
Anakin-
hey, this is really wrong.
There was
But
actually
just-
some
but
black
by the
people
way,
that
I
did
wanna
agree
make a
with
point
you.
here.
I
Come on
but
over,
I
Ben.
will
I want to
say.
make a point about monoliths, right? That's your reaction, and you can't say that everyone is going to have the same reaction.
didn't.
I get it. I know you didn't, because we'll go to Anakin.
Jew.
If I
Are you
called
Jewish,
you
Beckerman?
short Jew or short K word, which one would hit you harder?
K word. But here's my reasoning. The K word only has one context: to
Right.
offend.
If I call you a
Jew
short,
does not have one
hold on. If
context.
somebody calls you a short Jew, what are they saying, Anakin?
No, I understand
wait,
that.
no,
But
hold on. What are they
Hold
saying?
on. The
You gotta answer the
context
question.
for it is important when you're saying the word Jew. You don't need context for
If
when
I'm
you say the word.
Jewish and I come up to you and say, "Oh, Anakin, you're a short Jew," you know it's funny as a
yeah.
Jew. If somebody who isn't Jewish
That's because
says
you're both-
you're a short
Right,
Jew,
This is the same
even
thing.
still.
But the people on the internet are saying Anakin is short and he is Jewish. So at the end of the day, no, they're saying for Randy Fine specifically, they said Randy Fine is obese technically and he is Jewish.
Hold on.
No, this is not my opinion. This is what I saw online. I'm not. This is not my opinion.
Hold on for a second.
You're
If
getting
somebody
this
riding down the road,
anti-Semitic line.
if he's wearing a
I didn't say
yarmulke,
it.
hold on. If he's wearing a yarmulke on the street and somebody rolls down their window and goes, "You short Jew," that's very different. That is highly offensive.
Sure.
Right?
what's the way of saying it where it's not anti-Semitic?
Here it
Short-
is. Hey, if someone,
What's the way of saying it?
Somebody who
says-
knows him, somebody who doesn't have animus.
Suppose
that
they don't
wouldn't
know.
be.
How about this?
But I'm on your side. Dan Bilzerian was saying it with animus.
How about this, Harvey?
I agree
If
with that.
Anakin gets up last week to go home to have Passover, and I go, "Oh, I didn't know that Anakin was a Jew." Is that
See, context.
Yeah, if you don't know, but you think he is.
no?
It's
But
the same
no.
thing.
My point is saying the word Jew.
Here's the thing. Here's why
Is that
it's the same.
okay?
If you use that term, but inserted black instead of Jew.
It would be horrific.
It's
It would
racist.
be horrific.
It is
Fat
racist.
black?
If you hold on,
Fat black?
let me answer your question.
No.
It's racist.
Tawanda, if you were walking down the street,
Don't put me at.
hold
No,
on.
talk to Charles.
Hold on. If you,
Talk to Charles. Nope.
it's one thing to cast stones and then not accept them here.
No, I'm not casting any stones. I'm telling you guys what was said when I was researching what people are saying online. That's all I said.
Charles, if somebody
That's all I
turned to
said.
you and said, "Hey,
You're black.
You're black," versus yelling out the window, "Yeah." I don't even want to say it. No, not the N-word.
No, the
Just
word
said
black.
it with animus. It would be as offensive as it gets.
I said you can say someone is black and you can say someone is black.
Yeah.
No. It's not
like you said.
It's
their
the
intent
adjective.
is
It's
different.
the well, yeah. But here's the thing.
You're talking about intent.
If there is animus and somebody says you fat and they use the word black, versus the N-word, they're both racist.
But can I just say, I know you keep, and
Yes,
again,
the
it's
context
for
is
you.
required for when
But
they
what
say
is- so,
black
yes,
versus
that's
when they say the slur.
Undoubtedly true, but so what?
It's for you to
can
decide
still be
because you're
equally
the one
That's
it's
what I
landing
mean.
on.
No, the intent
But you keep focusing on
behind
the fat.
The
I don't
intent
think
is
the
what
fat is the
predicates
part of it. It's,
black
you can
and
say,
Jew.
I agree
Whereas
with you
if
that
you
you
say
can
the
say
K word
Jew,
and
But can I
N-word,
tell you
it's
something?
okay, and you can say
So let me just
when it's
explain, and we got to move on. But let me just explain.
Yeah, we haven't done
the
it.
history of my religion. That people say miserly Jew, cheap Jew,
Yes,
Jew
there's
them down.
context behind
There
it.
are all these tropes about Jews with adjectives. So that adjective is not just, oh, it's a benign.
And the same thing is true for black too.
And the same thing is
You're
true
right.
for blacks.
Right.
But I'm saying to you that when you hear fat Jew,
Dirty,
it's not
lazy.
lazy.
I don't know why you get a pass on this. What he was saying was full of animus. Like the way he was saying
I
it was full
agree.
of animus. So it's just as
He
bad.
says dirty Jew. What is that?
That's
But-
totally. That's awful.
What if I
That's
say?
awful.
What if I walk up and Anakin, you've been in the mud. You're a dirty Jew.
Okay, yeah, but that's different.
I understand. I understand.
Where's the relevance of him being
No.
Jewish if he was in the mud?
No, the point is it's all either racist or anti-Semitic.
No.
It's all, and you're not comparing
Goodness.
one epithet against the other.
For sure, because you can say the K. Are we allowed to say the K word? I don't know.
No.
Well, you can. Am I allowed to say the K word?
No, but you got to
you can
understand
say
the
the K word.
adjectives.
You're German.
The
You can-
adjectives
You can
used
say the K
against
word with
Jews.
less animus than you can
And
say
there are
fat Jew.
adjectives used against
You
There
can't.
are, but I'm
And
saying.
there are adjectives used against Mexican
And I'll
people.
respect-
There are adjectives used against
Asian people.
Asian
Okay,
You know who
so
really
I'm
suffers
asking you
are
to
white people.
respect
That's-
the history of using these Shylock adjectives
Here
against
comes the
Jews.
comedic relief.
What? I was only racist.
I don't know
about
how
that.
I don't know if someone's size is compares to.
There is. I will tell you
agree with
something.
you on the
There is a vice president. We talked about this earlier. Spiro Agnew, who was Nixon's vice president, who told a joke once, and it came out in public. He talked about fat. He literally used the word fat and the slur for Japanese.
Oh, okay.
The J word, but shorter.
Right.
And he used the word Polacks.
Right.
And that made a lot of news. And fat blank
By the way,
became
Polak
a.
is the same thing. You
Well,
can
no,
say my point again.
and
you can
yet
say
you're saying
someone,
certain things can be bleeped and
if
certain
you're
things
Polish,
can't. I know.
And you say
I'm a quarter.
Polak,
That's a count.
right?
I know, but there are certain
But you can
things
also
that are.
say it.
I know, but there are certain things that are not equivalent.
No, like half.
You know, and
I don't think we've solved anything, but
Someone said they're just saying.
it's 11:30.
Okay, we gotta
move the show right here.
okay. Well, we did get A done.
No, we're gonna go to something non-controversial like Diddy. Perfect.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, good. We can argue some more.
Here we go.
This is a huge day.
Stop for just a second. I think this is going to go the whole block. just
Yeah,
so you
I
guys
do think
know.
so. Yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, this is a huge day for Diddy because there was a hearing in appellate court that could result in him getting out of prison very soon.
So,
and his lawyers went into this appellate court and they made their arguments. And these arguments, we've heard some of these, actually, we've heard both of these arguments during the trial where they were trying to get a dismissal. The judge, the trial judge said, no, he's not going to dismiss the case. But it's different in appellate court,
yeah,
right?
I mean, trial judges typically won't really honor something like that. They leave it to the appellate courts. Two arguments. One of them I find really interesting. And they are saying that Diddy was convicted of the Mann Act, which is basically taking somebody across state lines for the purpose of prostitution and sex. And it's been a law with a long history. And they're saying that it's just not applicable in this case because what Diddy was doing was he was doing a porn film. He was doing dress up in a hotel room with his girlfriend and another person that he brought in and paid.
And recording it so that he could play it back later for their enjoyment.
And that it was doing
amateur porn.
It was doing amateur porn like OnlyFans. And by the way, there are probably a lot of collabs on OnlyFans where people do cross state lines. And nobody thinks about that. Oh, of course there are.
But there's no prostitution there.
Well, they get money for it. They get money for OnlyFans.
They get money from their. They get money from their
nope.
clients. From their subscribers.
If one of the OnlyFans creators wants to bring a collaborator on to engage in sex,
sure,
they
and
pay
that person's going
they
to
can
get paid.
pay that person. They call that the person whose account it is can pay that person. It's what Diddy's lawyers are saying. It's the same thing, and it's protected by the First Amendment, that you can have freedom of expression to record your own porn. Diddy didn't make any money. He actually lost money on it. He was never meant for distribution. It's just like OnlyFans, and they're saying, hey, just, you know, this Mann Act doesn't apply.
So the difference being, did the male prostitutes that were hired and flown to wherever to have the freak-offs, did they know that they were going for this to be filmed? Was that an arrangement that was made, or did they show up knowing they're going to have sex and Diddy decided he was going to record it?
Let's say they, two things.
Let's say they didn't.
No, okay, let's say they didn't know.
In fact, because we did hear testimony from one who said he didn't realize that it was going to be recorded, but anyway.
But if he sees the camera before they start, he has the option of saying not doing it.
So a second ago, you said something that is the distinction. I looked this up over the last couple of hours, and you said, you were, for the point that might be protected by the First Amendment, you said it wasn't for distribution. If it was for distribution, they have a much better argument that it was pornography. I'm sorry, that it was pornography. First Amendment protected pornography.
So you can't do it for your own enjoyment.
So
you have to put it out.
This argument is not new to the courts. People often will say when they're engaged in pornography, when they're engaged in prostitution, that it is no different than pornography. The courts have looked whether or not there is you are running a business meaning filming sexual content for the purpose of distribution and consumption by others, in which case it is First Amendment protected artistic expression. We can argue that all we want, but that's what the courts say. On the other hand, when it is not artistic expression, when it is not intended for distribution and consumption by others, it is not part of a regulated business, and also pornography is highly, highly regulated. You must, no matter how old somebody is, accept their IDs. You must have.
Well, they don't do it on OnlyFans.
They don't.
They do not do that on OnlyFans.
That is correct.
So the horse is out of the barn. Well, look, I mean, the horse is out of the barn. Hold on. I want to address something you just said.
Yeah.
So you can have, you're right, if you just have flat out, I'm bringing you across state lines and we're going to have sex with so-and-so, yeah, it's prostitution and it probably is the Mann Act. What they're saying is that it was done to film, and that the film is the expression. So it's not just a sex act. They were doing a whole theatrical act with costumes and all these other things.
But not for distribution and consumption.
And not for distribution.
So that's not artistic work.
No, it is, because you can do something artistic for yourself and for your loved one.
You can theoretically.
That's one of the arguments that was made. We'll see how that goes.
By the way, I just want to touch on one thing. The OnlyFans thing, if you brought somebody across state lines and you did not get their identification to make sure they're not over 18.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That would be a crime.
Right, but it's highly unregulated.
But it's still a crime. You could theoretically be prosecuted under the Mann Act for doing that unless you're part of a regulated...
If they're under 18. If they're not...
You still have to go through the process, the regulated process of checking.
They do not. I'm sure they do not check IDs.
I don't know how many people are bringing people across state lines in order to OnlyFans.
Because
that's husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends groups.
Let's leave the boyfriends.
Well, hold on,
but
two people who are both on OnlyFans who see each other's work say, "Hey, come over and we'll collab. So come to Florida."
Right.
And so some guy from New York comes to Florida. They're not going to say, "Let me see your ID."
I wonder how often that happens. We have a hand in the corner.
Probably.
I just need to correct you. They 100% do check your ID.
But who does?
OnlyFans.
To sign up for OnlyFans.
No. To sign up, you're right. But I'm saying somebody does a collab where guy calls a girl in New York and says, "Come on down. I know you've got an OnlyFans account. I do."
But if you're putting content on, your point is any content you put on OnlyFans,
Correct.
OnlyFans is verifying the
Correct.
age of all people.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
The OnlyFans is, but they're not showing ID to each other, is what I was saying.
Well, we're getting off the point.
Okay,
here.
let's get into the second thing.
So the second thing was about the sentence, and that the judge, in giving Diddy his 50-month sentence, took into account things that Diddy was acquitted of, like the sex trafficking. That the judge took those behaviors and that testimony from witnesses, including Cassie and Jane, took that into account when he sentenced him.
The evidence, the force, the coercion, the Cassie video, all of those things were used not for the Mann Act, but they were used for sex trafficking and racketeering. And he was found not guilty on all those. So what they're saying is you shouldn't look at that underlying evidence and use it as an exacerbating factor in giving him a 50-month sentence.
This seems like they have a better chance on
I find
this argument.
as a legal point of view, there's a much more interesting argument. There are all these laws, these acquitted acts laws, that you are allowed to consider some acts for which you're acquitted, but you can't go too far. And it's wonder if the prosecution went too far, but basically restating the entirety of their claim during sentencing. And the judge seemed to take all of that into account in issuing the sentence in this case. So I think this is a more interesting
so what the
defense
said was that the average sentence, the normal sentence is 15 months, not 50 months. And Diddy has already served 19 months. So what they're saying is that put this in line, and he's done his time.
Yeah.
And he would be out.
And the only reason the judge found these extenuating circumstances to enhance the time based on the allegations of coercion, et cetera.
Right.
And maybe the defense is saying that shouldn't have been allowed in.
So they made their arguments.
It'll take a while for the appellate
how long
court
do they?
It depends. I mean, they could do a quick, like, ex parte, or they could just do a thing where they say, release him because of the 15 months, or it could take months to get an opinion.
Wow.
All right, I'm Smooth from Riverside, California. So my basic premise is that we shouldn't free Diddy. We shouldn't free Diddy at all. All right. First of all, he has been found guilty of 2 counts of the transportation of
the Mann Act, right?
The Mann Act, yeah, for the Mann Act. He's been found twice guilty. With that, it carries up to a maximum of 10 years for individually by itself. So now he's at getting 50 months. I think that's a pretty good deal. He gets out in 2 years. All right. He gets out in 2 years. It's fine. They considered some of the other stuff, which is the abuse on video and all that, which is extenuating circumstances, and that's fine. I don't think that Diddy should be treated differently just because he has money, power, and influence.
See, that's the argument for the defense. He shouldn't be treated differently. Most people get 15, so he should get 15. So that's the problem with the argument, if you say he should be treated like everybody else. But we will see. I mean, we will see what these judges do.
Very interesting.
Okay. What's C?
C block.
She's about the IDs.
Yeah.
Yes, can cut Janet.
What's C? Oh, right. Where are we doing that? Babcock?
Yes.
Let's go.
What do you want? Yeah.
God, I don't know. I have had no time.
Carry
What are we
on.
doing lunch today again, guys?
What's D block, guys?
Packed morning, so
Party?
he'll be picking his own lunch. But tomorrow, you better be sure we'll be picking his lunch.
Is there a
I'll be
bowl
leaving
or
town because
something
it's my
at the
birthday.
market?
Right, Anakin?
Is there a bowl or something at the market? What do they have?
What should we have? What should we have? 25, you know it. The big 3-3. 33. Whew, is it? Oh, yay! Love to hear that.
Arizona.
Charlie thought he was.
He's from the Bronx.
I would like a ring.
Mike's all the way.
Is it the Missouri, Wisconsin one? Oh,
This
Yeah.
is too much.
Guys, good news.
Yeah.
Ludwig Oberg, 3 under right now. Playing very good. Scotty Scheffler.
Hey, yo, what are people saying? I mean, we're doing all this shit. We're not getting shit back.
Well, we just did 2 segments back to back.
I know.
Actually, we talked for a long time.
What's going on?
Yeah, sorry, I thought you guys
I mean,
were
How do you feel
hello?
about racism?
Yeah.
How do they feel about racism? How do they feel about Diddy?
If you guys can't get fired up here, give up.
Okay, let me yes. Trump. People are saying that they think Trump is just going to pardon Diddy anyways. Diddy absolutely should serve 15 months.
No, 50 months.
Or, if Diddy gets out, he will try to get. They think that David is saying that if Diddy gets out, he'll try to get revenge on Cassie and the others.
I mean, he would be ill-advised to. No, it's not.
Let's see. Let me go back further. Sorry.
If Diddy did get out, I think he would be. Well, who knows?
Who knows?
I would like to think that
O.J.
he
Simpson
would be
got
so
out. O.J. Simpson got away
relieved.
with murder, and then he pulled a gun on somebody in a hotel room.
Right.
Most probation checks will.
We got to stay on top of these.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The judge shouldn't have done that, though. The domestic is a whole other charge. Judge should not have used that. By law, he had the right to take them into consideration.
He does.
They want to talk more about the racism, but they said honestly, racism in this conversation we had is such a touchy subject. They don't want to offend anyone in the chat. They don't want. I mean, hey.
We should be adults, guys. Come on. We can talk about this stuff.
Well, then, I saw one earlier from when we were the congressman, and they were talking about that this is just a perfect example of where America's at, where two people can just be openly racist about other things, but blame each other for.
It's true. And one of them could end up in Congress.
Well, yeah,
one of them already is in
yeah,
Congress.
well,
they're
that's the
both
point.
racist.
Well, that was their point. I
They're
think.
both racist.
When they,
Let's not act like they're the only racists in
they ain't.
politics.
They ain't.
let's see. They're doing this because.
So I know what else.
Defense, or there's somehow new vids.
Just move on.
I don't think there's anything. Just move on.
Story on Houston.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. See. What bowls?
I know.
With the what? What's that? Okay, just do that. Okay. Here we go.
Well, it has been a a very tense week, right? You had the president saying that he was about to wipe an entire civilization off the map. We all remember that day on Tuesday where it just felt like, what is about to happen? What is about to happen? So while you were tense about that proclamation from the president, his daughter seemed to be just living her life. And these photos, we got these photos of Ivanka at Disneyland Paris. Video, actually, of her at Disneyland Paris with the kids having a good old time. Now, I don't want to say...
I don't have a problem with this.
I actually don't
I have
either,
no problem
because,
with this.
And I said this morning. On Tuesday, while we all felt tense, we were all aware of what the president had said and what might unfold in a few hours. Yes, we were tense about it, but we went about our lives, right? Most people, nobody was curled up in bed and...
What is she supposed to do?
Right. Everyone went out and lived their lives, and you thought about it. Now, was Ivanka thinking about what her father had posted that day?
I think everybody was.
Of course she was.
I mean, but look, it's clear the kids are in spring break. She's not in Congress. That would be a whole other thing. But she's not a member of Congress. She's not part of the government.
Right.
And she's
And
really
to that
distances.
point, yes, she is very much
And her
distanced herself.
husband, who is working in the government, wasn't there as far as we know.
No, was not.
Okay,
well, at least
so
wasn't seen there.
Right.
People are getting bent out of shape about this.
This ain't the one.
People
What
get
was she
bent
supposed
out
to
of
do?
shape about too many things.
Yeah, well, I don't understand what the expectation.
So you thought we were going to argue with you?
No, I'm kind of with you. Look, I guess if you were here, let me try this. If you were going to make a case that Ivanka should have been doing something that wasn't going to Disney, you could say her husband is one of the two main negotiators with Iran, right?
Okay.
It's
So
Jared and Steve
what's
Witkoff.
she supposed to do?
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
I don't know
nothing.
what she's
I mean,
supposed to do. What is she supposed to do?
It's ridiculous. It's
Pack a lunch?
Right.
I mean, what is she supposed to do?
Right. Like intervene, talk her dad off the leg. Like I don't. Come on.
And you know, this second time around, Ivanka has completely distanced herself from the
Very
administration. She's rarely at any of his events.
She's with her kids.
I would say the one thing I would argue with you guys on that I wasn't bent out of shape or no, that you wasn't freaking out on whenever the deadline was. You guys need to learn to take him seriously, but not
Here
literally.
we go.
Okay, just
seriously, not literally. Everyone remember that.
Don't start
Absorb
that.
it.
Okay.
Really?
What does that?
So then it's just
What if he means it?
One, he has, I mean, we don't know precisely because they've cut off the internet, but he has something like 80%, give or take, support from the Iranian people. He was never going to harm intentionally a single hair of an innocent person's head in Iran. That was about the IRGC.
Okay, he bombed
how
the
do
bridge.
you wipe an entire civilization
that
off?
they use for...
That civilians use.
But how do you wipe a civilization away without
they also
hurting
use
any
it for
civilian?
for the military.
You could make that argument about just about anything. They could use the argument about power. Hold on, let me make the point.
Go ahead.
Power
I didn't say anything.
Power plants.
Right.
Power plants
Right,
are
which
used.
we've done.
Power plants are used for civilians and military.
Are you aware when we bomb these power plants, it's not a like a kinetic bomb. They drop like graphite in these things that temporarily take them offline.
He said he would destroy them.
Oh well, yeah. But again, I say
When
not
do we
literally.
believe him and when do we not believe him?
Because maybe he's not talking to us. Maybe with those things he achieved exactly what he wanted to achieve. He gets his 2-week ceasefire here, and they can now work on a deal.
We're losing the war, guys.
We are not. How are we losing the war? I cannot wait to hear
They
this.
still have enriched uranium that could build.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, we do know.
Everything was fine when we were
do know.
How do we know?
He even said we'll monitor it to see about dust. I mean, he literally said that. We have not destroyed their enriched uranium that could build 5 to 6 nuclear bombs.
Okay.
The Strait of Hormuz is now closed and open and closed.
Okay.
But
Right.
the
As the
Iranians,
war's going on.
but the Iranians are running it right now.
Okay.
And we've lost the support from all of our European allies.
Ooh, look at the time. Look at the time.
Oh, so I didn't even get to respond.
Hi, I'm Jackie from Chicago. And for us normies, the whole situation is giving major let them eat cake vibes, right? Because while an entire civilization's existence is being threatened by her daddy, she's in Paris at what? The Tower of Terror? And for what reason? To cosplay fear?
No, because her kids are on spring break.
She could just tune into the news like the rest of us for free if she wants to be that scared so bad.
So let me ask you a question. Do you work?
Yes.
Were you at work on Tuesday?
No.
Why?
Because I have a lot of medical issues right now.
Okay, but it
All
wasn't
sick. We cannot question
No,
anymore.
but it wasn't. But it wasn't because of Donald Trump's threats.
Yes, the amount of stress I've been under, listening to the news, because of the type of work that I do, I am impacted by the stress. I have an auto that is impacted by the stress levels that is being created, and I'm not even Iranian. I'm not even Lebanese. I can't imagine what the people who have families or relatives that live in those places, what the physical impact of this stress is on them right now.
Oh, that's no doubt.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay, what's D?
Wasn't expecting I didn't go to work.
I know. What is it? I'm sorry. Say that again.
You just never know what people are going to say.
Right. And so she did leave with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
White one.
Got it.
So which one? Yeah.
Oh, you do?
That's his legend. Ooh.
Who's dead?
Someone you don't know.
I didn't know him either.
Pioneer rapper.
Don't feel bad. I didn't know him
Pioneering
either.
rapper.
Africa.
Don't even-
Bambaataa.
Bambaataa.
Someone
Okay.
asked,
You
why
would-
hasn't Donald
you
Trump
would
been
know
impeached
him.
yet? What
He's-
more does he
he's
have to do to be
name-checked in,
impeached?
Well, he's not going to be impeached because the Republicans control the House and the Senate.
Oh, man. Well,
And the House impeaches, the Senate convicts, and neither would do it.
well, guys, no impeachment coming.
What else?
So
And I'm not even talking. I'm talking.
know, I
about
wanna talk to
Trump and
everybody.
everyone.
they're a lot of them talking to each other and not.
Oh, so we're irrelevant now. Is that what's going on?
No, that's not.
Yeah.
It says 2 weeks about everything. Wonder who is.
People voted for him not knowing he was going to be as. People
I'm
voted
sorry,
for him.
run what?
Oh.
Tim rejects. Trump always says 2 weeks about everything.
The lie, she said the lies about me?
Ivanka.
What's the context? What are people saying about her and him?
April Wine, when Harvey's done talking, I'm going to pose this as a question, your comment.
Why don't the kids take?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
April, where do you see?
Yeah, that's interesting.
April Wine, 14, 15.
What do you have as D2? Okay.
Stand by for changes.
Okay, are we ready?
Are we still doing this first or Ivanka?
Okay.
Harvey, April Wine wants to know. She
What
said,
April?
people voted for Trump, not knowing he was going to do the asinine shit he's been doing. Had it been this bad in the first term, do you think that he would have gotten voted in the second term?
Well, after January 6th, I didn't think he'd get elected for a second term. But what did I know?
Craig is asking, will the House and Senate have the votes to impeach after midterms?
No. Oh, after the midterms.
Yeah.
I think you need
Depends on how
60 for conviction. And I don't think they're going to get to that.
What about?
They're asking you guys, both you and Charles, if you guys lived in Florida and you had to vote between Randy Fine and Dan, who would you guys vote for?
So I'm
Chris the helicopter.
So I know someone who does live down there and expressed their
We
opinion.
talked about
And
this,
they, and they said that they would, after seeing it, they would vote for Dan. And I said, I pray that you get I pray that you get a better choice
I mean, it's
than either of them.
I love how you just go straight into interviews with that guy.
What
Like
do you
you just get right to it.
I just said, I hope they get better options than either of them because.
So Chris, I guess they won't be answering your question. They're not voting, I guess. You're not voting if you had to pick.
I was like, oh my
Again,
Well,
again, it's a primary, right?
guys,
So
it's a very
If I
quick
were a
wind-up to the
Republican,
pitch.
just getting into
if I were a registered
Going
Republican, because you could be registered, I think you have to be registered to vote in that primary in Florida. I know in California you do.
Isn't that the point?
Oh, for sure. It was just
If
funny
I were
that,
a
like,
Republican,
he's just
Jesus,
I
I
know
don't know.
it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Harvey, pick one. You got to pick one.
I'm not going to pick.
He wouldn't vote.
All right, I don't know.
I can't pick.
If I were a registered Republican in Florida in that district, I
You know what I
don't
would
know
do?
that I could.
I would run.
I would write in myself.
Yeah.
Someone in our chat actually said, I might run. I'm in Florida.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would do.
And stashable.
Someone asked, like, what do you think about, or how do you think that Trump's kids feel about this? They have to see some sort of cognitive decline.
Well, there are people who are saying that, that, but we'll see. Hey, we got to go.
All right, let's go. Yeah.
Okay, D1, here
Take
we
a
go.
step over towards Charles. Great.
Got it. Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Cardi B doing Cardi B things. It appears because her tour stopped in D.C. last night. Or wait, was it in Baltimore? Was it Baltimore or D.C., guys? Anyway,
It was D.C.
And there was someone in the audience that you would not expect because we know that she and Stephon Diggs have broken up, and it did not seem like it was.
It was not
an amicable
no,
breakup
they
at
were.
all.
She unfollowed him. She made it clear, nothing to do with him.
And yet, for some reason, he was not only in the crowd with his mom and his brother, living it up, loving the show, but they left the show together. That would be Cardi and Stephon.
And as they might say in Mean Girls, it's so Cardi B.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
Cardi doing Cardi things.
It's very much so known. Cardi, the few people that we've known Cardi to be with, she's broken up with Offset at least.
She divorced him, attempted to twice.
So many
before
times. And then the breakups and the amount of time she said she was going to leave, so many times. We also know that Stephon Diggs' mom is damn near obsessed with Cardi. She loves Cardi. I think this is her second concert that she's actually been to of Cardi's. So they have a kid together. They're going to be family. The family loves her music. They love to support. Don't know if they actually went home together because they did go to an after party.
But the fact that they went in a car together.
They're amicable. They have to talk. They have a kid. They have to talk.
When you get in a car with somebody at a nightclub, yeah,
the kid's not around.
No, but I mean, but just because the kid's not around doesn't mean we can't get in the car and chit-chat.
Stephon, what about an outfit for school for?
They're not talking about the kid. They're amicable because of the kid.
You know that there's not a lot of talking, probably.
You know what I thought about when I saw this? Remember when Cardi B, it was like New Year's Eve, and she basically was fighting with Offset, and then she put that tweet out, you know what, I'm going to go get some, because She just doesn't want to find a new guy, and she might be a little horny.
Well, she's
she
not
want to have a little
lazy.
sex.
I mean, you're
and
making her
boom.
sound just lazy.
Well, it is.
It is. No one has to. She's on tour.
Kind
She doesn't have time to be finding a new guy to date and then have sex with after she'd already had a sexual relationship with Stefan.
How's this for a take? That Cardi B flies off the handle when she gets mad at somebody, and maybe for good reason.
Right.
But she
And
is quick to end things, and then on reflection, maybe it was
We've
a
had
little
this
hasty.
conversation. She just wants to have friends with benefits, essentially. I don't want to meet a new guy and got to get started all over again.
Offset was a little more than friends.
No, we're not doing
She
that.
married him.
Yeah, but Stefan, she didn't marry Stefan.
Well, I understand that, but she is quick to end it, but she's...
And quick to get her, to scratch her itch.
I don't think it's even scratching her itch. I think she thinks, maybe I was a little rash here.
No, I can tell you that now.
Offset and Cardi B, in my opinion, are a mess. I feel like I don't understand how this Stefan Diggs situation is tied into the whole thing, because you would think that she would have learned from the fact of everything she's gone through with Offset and his alleged crimes that are going on. And now she's going to go get with Stefan, who is basically doing the same thing. Bird brain.
Yeah. End of story.
That hat looks like something Stefan Diggs would wear, actually.
I think he stole it from me, actually.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of her ex, we found out that Cardi did indeed reach out to Offset after the shooting at the casino. Everyone was wondering if, things have not been great between them. Would she actually, like you said, they have kids together.
Yeah.
And she did reach out and they did have a conversation. It's good. He's recovering. He's going to be fine.
Okay, what's D2 is Dakota?
Smoke.
Okay.
Spokesperson. He's funny. He's got that good.
Okay.
Do we have sound up here?
Oh, shit.
We're not talking.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have an IB close by? Or
Oh, he did. Oh, the full live stream?
Great.
Saying what? What is
I don't think
take
we
out anything of substance.
I think we used the whole thing, didn't we?
We took out all the important stuff in there.
Yeah. Alexa's going to do it. Just take a step.
Okay.
All right, so Daniela, we do have sound up. Which way? Oh, his glasses. Huh?
Oh. Okay. Should go this. Okay.
It's the Unwell Winter Games.
Brendan's on the phone right now.
We're doing it with
Oh,
Alexa.
we're doing Alexa. Okay. Okay.
Gleb Savchenko from Dancing with the Stars.
Here we go.
Where does the show even air? YouTube. Huh. All right, great. Awesome. So the big question everyone's had about Taylor Frankie Paul and her ex Dakota Mortensen is, why in the hell do these two continue to get back together when it is very clearly a toxic and at times violently toxic relationship? Well, Dakota opened the door a little bit and let people in on their relationship, or at least from his perspective, why he keeps going back. He is on a reality show right now called the Unwell Winter Games. And during the show, he had a conversation with Gleb Savchenko from Dancing with the Stars. He is also on the show. And this is what he said about Taylor. This is what Dakota said about Taylor.
I never have moved on from Taylor, and I was just waiting for her. I was like, maybe I'll have a chance. I found out she was talking to another guy, hooked up with him, then hooked up with me.
Did you know that she hooked up with a guy before?
No, she lied to me. Then had sex with me, and then after tells me. And I was like,
the sex was better with you, so.
Yeah.
Well, that's why she came back.
Yeah, and so then that
back
sucked
for a
though.
good.
Yeah, for a good. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So love that Gleb is hyping him up in this situation, but we do have to remember that this was filmed, we were told, like 2 months ago. So this is all before, we obviously got the video of.
But
exactly.
he knew what had happened.
But he knew, right, he's well aware
Of
of
course.
the
He was there.
Barstool.
Yeah.
drama
He was the recipient.
And this is kind of the whole narrative on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives too, of like Dakota just constantly, wanting to get back with Taylor and not hooking up with anyone, but then he hooks up with one of her friends.
Well, this is what I don't understand. He's like shocked that she hooked up with someone else and then hooked up with him.
Yeah.
The whole point, correct me if I'm wrong, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives all started because there were some of those women, including Taylor, who were swingers.
Yeah, that was kind of what put them in the map.
What is he shocked about?
But it wasn't Dakota yet. Dakota was in the picture after the swinging scandal.
But that's what she was into, there was a good chance. Did he? Oh, he thought that when she got with him, that,
wait a minute,
she would never sleep with
Wasn't
anybody
he also hooking up with other
Well,
people?
he was hooking up with her friends after they were broken up. So I think he's putting on this act that he's this good guy, waiting for her, hoping for one
I think
chance.
there should be a policy, 3 bar stools, and we're done.
Oh, God.
Especially if they're in the air.
My name is Megan from Los Angeles, and when it comes to this entire situation, it just feels like we are caught in the middle of the group chat. They're clearly having a pissing contest on who can get the last laugh, and honestly, the only person who's going to lose in this situation is their child.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
But children.
Well, they have.
No, I know, but all those.
She has
but
kids.
I know, but I'm saying all those kids are in the middle of this.
Her 3 children.
This chaos, and so I just want to make sure I understand this. So that was filmed clearly after the incident, but
that was years ago.
before the video came out.
Yes, before the video, and also before the February incident that caused them to stop filming Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
So even after he's talking about this, he hooked up with her again.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we got to 7. Because I thought you did, and I
where
couldn't
we
give
going?
a shit, but...
Charlie Nash.
Charlie Neff?
Yes.
Here, let me just tie my shoe.
Listen, man. Please.
Okay, we going to Charlie?
That's not how that was going to go down.
Could you tell us why we're going to really have to race?
Whoa. That's
Elder.
You would have had a case.
Yeah. Wouldn't be no case.
So.
Lauren Conrad.
All right, we're zipping along here.
Okay. This is E.
The Hills or Laguna Beach.
Give me the
with Tim's, and so no Skype.
Where was LC?
Jenna Bush Hager's show with
On Today's Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're going to talk a little politics, LA politics, but really this is about a reality show beef that is now crossing into politics because, as we've told you, Spencer Pratt is running for mayor of Los Angeles. And he's serious about this. And he has an old beef from his reality show days with Lauren Conrad. So Lauren was on the Today Show. And of course, Jenna Bush Hager brought up that old beef and asked what Lauren thought of Spencer running for mayor. And her reaction is priceless.
Would y'all vote for him?
Well, I'm not a resident of Los
We're in Orange
Oh,
County.
look, that's a good.
I asked her that on my podcast. I was like, good answer, Lauren. I don't live in LA either, but I mean, I don't know. I think he's on to something. We'll see what happens. I will always have a soft spot for Spencer. I think he's.
Have y'all healed any false, any things, Lauren? Lauren's not looking at me on purpose. That was good. Lauren, have y'all healed any past beef?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, you're asking me about people I haven't spoken to in decades.
Decades.
Yeah.
She couldn't even fake it.
She really wasn't. I mean, she was actually being kind because what was going to come out of her mouth wasn't going to be good.
Right. That's
Yeah, I mean, look, these two just have had so much beef over the years, and even Spencer came out with a book recently, and he totally trashed Lauren in his book. So we know that these two don't like each other. But what I have noticed here is kind of a theme that a lot of his past co-stars haven't really fully supported him. I mean, Kristen Cavallari kind of did, but Audrina Patridge did the same thing that LC did, where she's like, oh, I actually don't live in LA, so, not my decision to make. And also Spencer's sister, who kind of has her issues on her own.
Definitely.
She said that it wouldn't be a good idea for Spencer to be mayor of LA. But Spencer did see this clip. He did respond.
Oh, yeah. Here's his tweet. He said, pretty sure LC would vote for me if she lived in LA and her kids had to walk over fentanyl zombies and human poop on their way to school. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not that in LA, Spencer. Come on. I mean, it's.
I mean, there are sections of LA.
Yeah,
where
we have problems, but I get it.
Listen, that's how that's his platform.
No, I get it.
He's going to paint the picture of LA as this dystopian nightmare.
It's been done many times.
Right.
The big thing with him is the fires, and he really did step out in that situation, and it's a big deal. So we will see what happens. Okay, it is that time of the week.
Yes, your favorite time. Tim is here with his rejects.
All right, so Harvey, I know you like to jet ski, right?
This is true.
I know you like to jet ski, right? Okay, so what happens if you either don't have time or you can't get to the water? Well, check this out.
You can't get to the water?
Well,
you can't get to the water.
You can't. Well, you can.
No.
It's a
It's
jet
not
ski.
the same. That's called a motor scooter.
It's a motor scooter, and also when you fall there.
Okay, just because it looks like
it's a jet
motor
ski.
scooter, Tim.
It's a jet ski.
No, it's not, Tim.
Okay, well, I was trying to help you out. Maybe I don't know.
If I saw someone going down the street on that.
All right, so Charles, when you go skiing, sometimes you don't really want to lug the skis. You know, it's kind of problematic.
You're going
right?
to tell me how do I ski without snow?
No. But here, check this out. It's ski shoes. So you have the tiny blade on the bottom of the boot, and then you kind of just cruise down the mountain, and you don't have to have, you know, the ski pole or the.
What if you hit a lot of snow that's soft?
Yeah, that might be a little problematic.
What's on the bottom of? So is there an actual?
So there is a small blade on the very bottom of the boot, just the size of the shoe there. So. I mean, it's not terrible, right?
It looks weird. I don't hate it.
You don't have to lug around the equipment. You just put on the boots and good to go.
Maybe. Last one, mercifully, please.
All right, so Harvey, check this out, and Charles too. But you play tennis, Harvey. So check this out.
I play tennis too.
Well, you play tennis too, Charles. So after this hit here, the ball hits on this guy's side, and then it bounces back on the other side. He jumps over the net. And hits.
I don't know that's legal.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal. But
would that be illegal?
Cool.
Yeah, no,
yes, it's illegal.
But if the ball hits on his side,
I just never seen that, so I don't know what the rule is.
Right, the ball hit on his side and then bounced back because of the spin.
In the
I mean, he's in the air. He's not on.
I mean, you can.
It's not his
hold
ball
on.
until.
Hold on. No. You can hit a ball where you're on the other side of the net without touching the net.
Yes.
Right, and
so
he's in the air.
He's not touching the net. He's in the air. It's just more of his body than a hand.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a point.
I have no idea what the answer is.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tim.
Pretty cool, but see ya.
Thank you, Tim.
You gotta find the rules. You gotta find the rule book on that one.
What's F?
Melania.
Okay, where are we doing that?
Floor, right?
No.
Great. Ryan Parker's desk.
The chat is saying that is
Congressman.
not legal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's legal now that I thought about it.
It still looked cool.
It did look very cool.
Okay,
Congressman texted. He said he enjoyed the program.
What's that?
The congressman, he enjoyed the event. And then he sent a tweet over, and he said, you should see this.
I don't see it.
646 if you want to go down there.
Dan
I think
Blazarian
it's
called
that
for
they're saying
member.
that he's Armenian, like he just considers
Yes,
himself.
he is Armenian.
Okay.
So
Oh my God.
I tried 646.
Oh, we don't?
Yeah, it's about the dual
okay, let's
function.
do G over here. What is G? All right, okay. Here we go.
I don't think so.
what is this about?
Taylor Swift wearing white.
Oh.
Okay.
Where was she in this? Get up.
Is this New York? Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. All right, to put this in Travis Kelce terms, Taylor Swift is in the red zone right now. We're in the zone where the wedding has to happen in the next 3 months if they're going to get it in before the season. So when Taylor steps out in New York City, everyone is judging her outfit.
She's wearing white.
She's wearing white.
So
This
everybody
must
thinks
mean
that
the
is
wedding
a
is
clue.
about to happen.
So people are saying this is going to happen in June. Makes sense. It has to be early June because he's going to training camp.
So is she signaling something here that it is coming up? Normally, I'd say this is ridiculous.
No, people were saying
But
she
we
normally
know-
doesn't wear stuff like this.
Right, and we know that Taylor loves to do things to make her fans think something.
So the question is this going to be a bigger spectacular than the Bezos wedding? I don't know that.
I don't think that's their
I don't know
style.
if she wants that.
I don't think it's their style.
I agree.
We will see.
This is why he sent that. This is why he sent this.
Called for members of Congress to be banned for holding dual citizenship. Okay, I don't care what Dan said.
Wait, he holds dual citizenship and what?
Served in like and if
And
they
served
served.
in a foreign army? He was in the Armenian army?
Mhm. That's why that Armenian thing was highlighted, because they're saying that he's a dual citizen and he was in the Armenian army. But how do you call for?
Okay, what are we doing here? Melania.
So
Okay.
Both hypocrites.
Can you play it?
Michael Wolfrat.
Well, there are pictures of them together.
Right, that's what I don't understand about her.
Do you have that picture? How close are we? Because I gotta get.
What does,
Oh, that's interesting. What's the ETA, guys?
So she just made a statement at the White House, like, was this in the briefing room or like?
It's gonna happen when she may fork over this year's salary, so spend hers. People said, do you think there's any chance, do you have it, that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get married after the season instead of before?
No, they're gonna get married soon.
It wasn't the briefing room, Charles. She walked on a hallway to like a podium,
Okay.
He did.
Got it.
but it was in the White House.
For the tennis
Almost
video.
looks like she's
How's your back?
oval.
Did you go to the chiropractor? And it helped?
Temporary.
Inside of my spine, I guess.
Oh, the MRI?
Did you say you have it, T?
No, I didn't get an MRI.
I thought you were gonna get an MRI.
No, it was depending
Oh,
on how it looked today.
Oh.
Excuse me. No, around the job.
Out of line.
So he readjusted? Oh, good.
I feel really good. I'm just like sore.
Good. Good.
Wanda.
Good.
For the tennis, Red Taylor was getting stressed out. Yes.
Okay, can we see it?
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
You all right?
Okay, I find that really fascinating. Okay. Okay, here we go. How long you want this? Got it.
Pretty extraordinary statement from the First Lady, Melania Trump, today at the White House. She chose to address Jeffrey Epstein rumors. Now, one of the things with the Epstein files coming out that a lot of people were talking about her, and there was a book that was supposed to come out talking about this, that Epstein allegedly introduced Donald Trump to Melania.
So she addressed this, but also said something that honestly does not feel in alignment with her husband.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
It's interesting.
That is stunning to me because Donald Trump's drumbeat has been, we got to move on from Epstein.
Right.
And she
having
is
the survivors testify
at a public hearing.
A public hearing is not going to make Epstein go away. So it is, you're right, it is.
Well, here's my question. Is this a reset from Pam Bondi? Because there are a lot of people who think she was playing shady with releasing files. And is this a way of kind of resetting it, saying, you know, let's have these
for whoever the new AG is? Is this? You're right. Is this a sign that this is going to be the approach?
That's right. And the other thing is that over the years now, some of these survivors, you know, have been asked, "Are you ever going to name names?" And they said, "If it doesn't happen through the government, we will." And you wonder when that shoe drops.
Right. And it is interesting that maybe this is like her statement may be sort of the herald for what the administration is going to do.
No, it's really interesting.
Hey, it's Sydney from Atlanta, Georgia, and Melania's statement was so clear and cutthroat. I mean, she's shutting down these rumors with her entire chest, and I completely get it. Nobody wants their name anywhere near this entire situation, so she said what she said. She didn't hold back. I would do the same exact thing, and honestly, I completely respect it.
You know, I get that part. The part that's intriguing is calling for a public hearing when that is not what her husband, he's been saying the opposite now for a long time. Yeah. 257, does that work for you? Yep. Woo. I am sorry. I got to scoot.
This guy's just heading to the mask.
Yeah, he says that every day.
It's my buddy got it.
I gotta go, guys. I have no time to talk to you.
If we ever finish the show in a
He'll be here for
decent
my birthday party tomorrow. Are you excited, Harvey?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who'll be here for your birthday party?
Harvey, and so will you.
You don't know that?
I almost said a curse word. We got a headline.
Which one?
The B one.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
That ain't a curse word, and I can say it. So you better not say it.
Which one?
You know which one.
That's not the B word.
No, he can say that one. He can say that one. I don't get. Yeah. Cameron does have a headline today.
Sweet.
The man went all out of his way to let me know he's got a headline, and now look at him. I know we got to confirm the story.
What was the applause about? Again, guys.
Brendan. Oh yeah, we shouldn't have been.
Be careful with the applause.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was for a. No, don't take that off.
Oh,
we got it. Ryan can handle. What's the story? I'll do it. Oh, don't you worry, LJ. Charles for sure wants to party tomorrow.
What?
You want to party tomorrow?
What you say, Janet?
Is your birthday tomorrow?
It's on Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, wait a second. It's not even your birthday tomorrow.
You want to see my birthday party invitation?
What do we want to do? I have a choice.
What?
It's great. It's awesome.
Is that shrimp?
Yeah, I'm having a hibachi birthday party. We're gonna have some people coming over. They're gonna cook hibachi in the backyard.
Wait, you have a chef coming over?
Yeah, the hibachi chef, and he's gonna come over.
Bougie.
Fine.
All right, here we go.
All right, he's ready. Fine.
So here we go, guys. So and South Korea this past Sunday, which is obviously Easter, which is a day that Jesus rises.
I don't like where this is going.
This Jesus literally rose. And if I go forward, he doesn't stop rising.
Is there a helicopter up there? What's happening?
He's on a crane. There he goes. Wait for the zoom out. So it'll zoom out again. He keeps going, dude. He's going.
Where's he going?
He is literally rising.
I hope he has a parachute. What the?
He's just flying around.
What? All right, guys, send in your headlines. And
look at this. Look at compared to the buildings.
Where's the crane? Where does he get put down?
So crane's right here.
It's all promotion. A new album.
Wow. They do it big in South Korea.
Yep.
I just realized.
I mean, my question is
So my birthday invitation, my address is on there.
pretty. Come on, guys, we can trust you, right? You're not gonna don't do anything.
Oh no.
Nate, pull up. Yeah, pull up.
Anyway, Charles, you had a question.
That's crazy. But yeah.
I'm just curious why. It's a great video. You do know it's Thursday, right?
I'm like, yeah, it's Easter was
Like,
about to be.
It's just not. I'm planning next Easter.
It's just now.
Passover is still. It's the last day of Passover. So.
Which has what to do with Jesus rising?
Listen.
Jesus' last meal.
No.
Yeah.
It's not
He rose.
Passover.
Yes.
Shit. Apparently,
What?
sweet.
It is.
Passover has nothing to do with Jesus.
Well, no, not to Jews, but it was
Y'all
his
send
last
your
meal
headlines
was a
how they argue.
Passover dinner.
Yeah, send headlines, guys. Oh man, screenshot.
I don't think that's true.
Yes.
Oh no.
The Last Supper was a Passover Seder?
Jesus gets higher than Snoop Dogg.
I like that one.
All right, anyway, yes,
Jesus
focus
has
on
risen
yeah. Well,
and risen
we'll do
and
our
risen.
religious research over here, and let's go over here. Is widely considered a Passover meal based on the Synoptic Gospels. Yeah, because these are the guys hanging out in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Hey, Tawanda.
Yeah.
Are we doing headlines?
I'm waiting for you guys to stop looking at the Passover thing.
No, don't. I said ignore us. Do
Oh,
headlines.
yeah.
We're doing research.
You see Amanda?
Want me to pull up that I'm right?
What? Dahani. Dahani. Oh, Dahani.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely won't be using that one.
Okay, wait, I got a bunch.
You got
Charles.
all right, Charles, we're ready.
All right.
Interesting.
Jesus becomes Superman. Jesus has risen and risen and risen and risen. Jesus Christ flying. Korean Jesus flies up and out. Jesus going, going, gone. Holy flying Jesus Batman. Christ has risen and risen again. Jesus has returned and said, nope, I'm out.
So
He
far,
arose and arose.
Jesus likes to get high.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Jesus.
Jesus likes to get, I like that one.
That's
He likes to get
that's
high for Easter. Jesus likes to get high for Easter.
But you
But
want
he's
them
in
to
the
think
air.
it does.
Exactly. Yeah, you want them to think Jesus is
Jesus
smoking weed.
gets super high.
Jesus gets super high.
I did like Jesus going, going, gone.
Oh.
That's a pretty good one,
All right,
too.
well, which one? Jesus
But
gets
Jesus
super
gets
high?
super high is probably going to, it's a little more,
oomph.
it's a little,
Well, I made that one up, so I won. But I will say, I got motivation from someone said Jesus gets higher than Snoop Dogg. Who said that? That was my motivation.
You look.
Actually, that's pretty good, too.
Jesus gets higher than Snoop Dogg. That was who said that? Someone said that.
Jesus gets higher than Snoop Dogg, ... in Korea.
In Korea, yeah, I like that. So I mean, you'd like that one better than mine.
Well, you use them for inspiration anyway, so they should get the, you're not getting a t-shirt.
I'm not gonna get the, I forgot who said it. I don't even know who said it.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Damn. Should have taken a screenshot.
Amanda.
Amanda?
said it.
Amanda?
Oh wait, no, no, she didn't. She said Lamau higher than Snoop Dogg.
Who?
I'm looking.
There was only one Snoop Dogg.
Then it might have been Amanda. That's the only one I'm saying.
What did it say? What did she say?
She just said. She said Lamau higher than Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, it was her.
Okay.
It was that one. Amanda, congratulations.
Let's go, Amanda. There you go.
We're going, Jesus gets higher than Snoop Dogg, ... in Korea. Love that.
There you go.
Amanda, send me your
Love
shirt
it when
size.
a plan comes together.
Love it. Congratulations. Shirt size, address, and we will see you tomorrow.
We gotta talk about something that is going down this weekend.
Oh.
We have the comedy crawl.
Woo!
Comedy crawl.
Let's see if we can.
What night is Donnell?
Friday
Night?
I'm gonna see if Donnell will answer the
So
phone.
on the TMZ tour, we do the After Dark. We also do a comedy crawl, which is, if you are in stand-up comedy, the best deal in LA by far, because you're gonna go to multiple comedy clubs just for the price of your ticket. When you go in, you get a drink, and you get comedians on the bus hosting. But this weekend, this Friday, you're not just getting any comedian. You're getting Donnell Rollins. You're getting Donnell Rollins. Because if you watch Chappelle's show, you know Donnell.
Ashy Larry. Oh, you weren't going to say it? Ashley Larry. Boom. Ashley Larry.
Please stay on.
Yeah.
Ashley Larry, yes. Donnell is awesome. We've had him on the show. We get him out a lot.
Look at Director of Fun back there.
He is hilarious.
Hey, Donnell. We were just talking about you on the. We're on a TMZ live stream right now.
You don't have Donnell on right now.
Yeah, I do have him on right now. I'm sitting here next to Charles. We were just talking about the tour on Friday.
Oh, I'm excited. We're gonna have fun.
Donnell, so you're hosting the comedy crawl. Just, I mean, I might actually. I don't usually stay up that late, but I think I gotta make an appearance.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle that pressure. I'd rather you report on it. That way I had time to edit everything. I'd rather you report on it, man. But I will
you're
say,
awesome, man.
From one place, from the airport interview to going to where you guys talking, man, I've been getting a lot of calls, and it's very interesting, the dialogue that we started from that conversation the other day.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're looking forward to it.
But you know what I didn't know? What I didn't know was there's levels to Jews.
Oh my God, Donnell.
Oh, yeah.
No, I thought
there's levels.
No, I thought it was just one Jew. I didn't know it was Jewer, Jewist. I didn't know a non-Jew, kind of Jew, by blood. It's big. I didn't know.
Man.
I thought it was just one. I didn't know it was a whole gang of stuff. But it's been interesting.
It's a whole gang of them, Donnell.
Well, it is definitely gonna be interesting. I cannot wait to see it, man. It's gonna be a great night.
I'm excited about it. I was the last time. I just so happened to be at the Improv when they did it, and the two comedians they had there. And I know them, but I was like, oh man, this is supposed to be my spot. So I'm excited about Fridays, and my friends are excited about it too.
Awesome. Can't wait to see you, man.
All right, let's kill it.
All right, Donnell. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Friday.
All right, no problem.
All right, bye-bye.
Damn. I didn't realize that Wanda had it like that. Just got Donnell on speed dial. Do I have Donnell's number? What the? You got Deion Cole's number, though. Hang on a second.
Damn, Amanda, you live in Canada. Trade-off.
All right.
Amanda, we'll figure out. Did you give your shirt to someone? If not, we'll figure it out tomorrow. It's 12:30. We got to go. But congratulations, Amanda.
It's time to go.
Yeah. I'm in
See you
Canada,
guys.
and I'm sorry, guys. We'll figure it out tomorrow, Amanda. Birthday party.
Oh, no, she's in Canada?
She's in Canada.